Bill Stevens, Pole Place, Edison. And no, I haven't gone to law school, and I guess Mr. Massaro hasn't either, but I guess he wasn't questioned about it. My debate was not with you, Mr. Lara. Simply was my opinion that wouldn't have made a difference, that adding that piece. So I just hope that, and I'm going to talk in a minute about the new regulations, which seems we already violated them tonight, but that's okay. First issue I have is the new deputy directors, all the new jobs. I shouldn't say all the new jobs. All the new non-union jobs, the deputy director, the communications, and what have you. Have they all been put in the salary ordinance?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Have all those positions been added to the salary ordinance? Because they should. It's my understanding none of them are union members, so they should all be part of the salary ordinance, and the township council should strike the ranges by which they're paid, especially the deputy directors. I mean, I would assume part of their duties is to be in charge of the directors not there. So again, I would think that they would all be added to the salary ordinance.
Only department heads under the Faulkner Act are required to have their salaries identified in the salary ordinance. All the other administrative employees are handled through the mayor's office.
Yeah, but there's more than just department heads in the salary ordinance, right? I mean, I can remember us taking a whole bunch out because the former council went crazy and put all the court clerks and everything else in there, which made no sense at all because they were union members and paid under contract. What I'm saying is, don't you protect the taxpayers by adding? And I know what the law says, but the law also lets you add anybody you would like besides those. You have to put those people in. I'm just saying the people who aren't covered to protect the taxpayers should be in there. I would think it's public information how they all get paid anyway, so I don't know why they wouldn't be in the salary ordinance. Next issue would be Cablevision. The council and the administration had an opportunity to do something about Cablevision rates. Before they get any rate increase, they have to appear before the BPU. There is a public meeting, and the township has every right in the world to go up to that public meeting. To be very honest with everybody, usually when that happens, they're going to go in there and they're going to say, we just digitized all of these channels, and that's what costs us the additional money that we're asking you for the rate increase for. But the fact is that they do have public meetings on all rate increases, and you do have an opportunity to participate in that. Recommendations for the council rules, and I'm not going to get into that tonight. We'll get into it in a couple weeks about whether we're hurting people or helping people. However, the one thing you did say in the beginning that I liked, and I think it's a great idea because I think you're right, it's horrible to yell at people for taking something off the wall when they can have an opportunity to take and bring it in with them if it was made available. I looked all through your draft 2 or 3 times, and there is no language in there stating that that's going to happen. So I'm just curious how you can take and tell everybody that they can't talk or they're limited to the amount of they're going to be talking and what have you, and yet the one thing that would really help the average citizen isn't spelled out there. So I'd go back and look at that and just to make sure, because I looked through it 3 or 4 times because I really think that's a good idea. And if I'm going to be negative about taking the minutes away, I'll be positive about when you put something positive in there. The other thing I wanted to bring up was Woodbridge. I've been saying for years that we should change our garbage collection in Edison Township. Instead of collecting recyclables every 2 weeks, that we should take and we should do garbage 1 week. And this is really entertaining, isn't it? All right. At any rate, we should be able to do garbage and recycling in the same week. People have come in here all the time complaining about missing recycling schedules. I think it also encourages people to take and recycle more instead of throwing everything in their garbage. I know when I ride around my neighborhood, although I couldn't this weekend, but prior to this weekend when I ride around my neighborhood, you see that there's nowhere near as much recycling going out as there used to be. It's predominantly, I think people are throwing everything back in the garbage because it's just easier and it's a big garbage can. Woodbridge just started a great program that's going to take 5 years where you get 2 township garbage cans and you use one for recycling and one for garbage, and they pick up 1 day a week, they pick up your garbage, and the other day they pick up recycling. And they're going to save literally millions and millions of dollars by doing this, even though they're going to incur additional costs because they're going to have to, all their recyclables will be put together, where over there right now I believe it's all separated and they pick it up in different vehicles. So it would be good to look into, moving forward, to look into that and encourage people to do more recycling. And the last thing that I have to talk about is this past weekend, I'd like to make a public apology to Bob Heck, the former Department of Public Works Director. We used to get on him all the time about snow removal. And quite honestly, the way it was handled this weekend, he was incredible. I cannot believe how good a job he did, because it was ridiculous to wait till Sunday to even get any kind of rock salt or sand out there. I mean, everybody else, you go any place outside of Edison, all the streets were perfectly clear except here. And it was dangerous. When you go down Schuyler in those streets, they all have little hills going right out into 27, and we're very fortunate that there weren't a lot of accidents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Ms. Wall?